There is a darkness within us, a void that we all struggle to confront. It hides beneath the surface, masked by pleasure and fleeting desires. But we feel it when the lights go out and we are left alone with ourselves. In these moments, we know that something is deeply wrong. This is not a judgment. It is an observation of human nature, a nature that has been corrupted by impulse and desire. A true Stoic knows this truth well. We see it in the way we cling to pleasure, even when it leaves us feeling hollow. We indulge in momentary satisfaction, like a man drowning in shallow waters who grasps at waves instead of reaching for the shore. Masturbation is not just a physical act. It is a symptom of something deeper, a loss of self-control, a surrender to the destructive emotions that plague us. In the words of Epictetus, no man is free who is not master of himself. When we indulge in the fleeting pleasures of the body, we are not masters. We are slaves to our impulses. And Stoicism calls for the opposite. It calls for strength, for fortitude, for mastery over the self. The roots of pleasure and self-deception. To understand why this matters, we must first understand the nature of pleasure itself. The Stoics, from Marcus Aurelius to Seneca, have long taught that pleasure is a double-edged sword. It can be enjoyed, but only when it does not rule us. Pleasure itself, writes Seneca, is neither good nor bad, but the pursuit of pleasure at the expense of what is right, that is the path to ruin. Masturbation, in this light, is not merely a harmless indulgence. It represents something more dangerous, the victory of passion over reason. We lose ourselves in a world of imagination, of fantasy, of instant gratification, but what do we gain? Nothing of substance. The pleasure we seek lasts for mere seconds, and in its wake, we are left with the same emptiness that drove us to it in the first place. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, speaks to us through the ages with a simple truth. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. When we succumb to desires that leave us weaker, we betray the very core of what it means to live with virtue. And virtue, this is the heart of Stoicism, is what gives our lives meaning. The battle within, overcoming destructive emotions. The Stoic knows that life is a battleground of the mind. And nowhere is this more evident than in our struggle against destructive emotions. Lust, greed, anger, envy. These are the forces that seek to control us, to pull us away from our true purpose. Masturbation is simply one manifestation of this battle, but it is one that can teach us much if we are willing to face it head-on. We must ask ourselves, why do we give in to these desires? What void are we trying to fill? The Stoics understood that human suffering does not come from external events, but from the judgments we make about those events. We feel the pull of desire, and we tell ourselves that we must obey it, that it will bring us happiness. But this is a lie. Epictetus reminds us, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In every moment, we have the power to choose. We can choose to be ruled by our emotions, or we can choose to rise above them. Masturbation, and the fleeting pleasure it brings, is an emotional reaction, a surrender to the lower parts of our nature. But a true Stoic seeks something higher. We seek control, not chaos. We seek peace, not pleasure. The Stoic virtue of self-control. At the heart of Stoicism is the virtue of self-control. This is not just the ability to resist temptation, it is the ability to master oneself entirely. It is the realization that we do not need to be ruled by our desires, but can instead rule over them. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life, wrote Epictetus, and it is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Masturbation, at its core, is an act of surrender. It is the admission that we are not in control of our own minds, that we are at the mercy of our base desires. But self-control is not about denial. It is about understanding. It is about recognizing that we are capable of so much more than we think. We do not need to be slaves to pleasure. We can be masters of ourselves. Consider the life of Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history. He could have had anything he desired, yet he chose a life of discipline and self-restraint. He knew, as all Stoics know, that true power comes not from indulgence, but from mastery over the self. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be, he writes. Be one. The path forward. Reclaiming our power, the path forward is clear. It is not easy, but it is simple. We must reclaim the power we have given away to our desires. We must stop seeking pleasure in the fleeting and the hollow, and instead seek fulfillment in what truly matters: virtue, wisdom, and self-control. Stoicism teaches us that every moment is an opportunity to grow stronger. Every time we resist the pull of desire, we become more powerful, more in control. He who has the power over his passions, writes Seneca, is a king over himself. Masturbation is not just about the body. It is about the mind. It is about the stories we tell ourselves, the lies we believe about what will bring us happiness. But happiness, as the Stoics knew, does not come from outside of us. It comes from within. We do not need to be ruled by our desires. We are not slaves. We are kings, and the kingdom we must conquer is within ourselves. Ending, the strength within us now. We stand at the crossroads. The path of pleasure lies before us, tempting us with its easy rewards. But the path of virtue, though harder, though longer, is the path of true fulfillment. It is the path that leads us to our highest selves, to the men and women we are meant to be. The Stoics have shown us the way. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, all of them walked this path before us, and their wisdom echoes across the ages. They knew, as we now know, that true strength comes not from indulging in fleeting pleasures, but from mastering ourselves. We are capable of more than we realize. We have within us the power to overcome our desires, to rise above our impulses, and to live lives of meaning and purpose. This is the Stoic way. This is the way of the strong. Now it's your turn. Choose strength. Choose virtue. Choose to walk the path of self-mastery. If this message resonated with you, if you feel that call within to rise above the chaos of desire and reclaim control over your life, subscribe to this channel for more wisdom and guidance on living with purpose. Leave a comment below and share your thoughts or experiences with Stoicism, self-control, or personal growth. Let's grow stronger together as a community of individuals committed to mastering ourselves and living with fortitude. The battle is not won in a day, but each step we take toward discipline is a victory. Let's take that step together.